It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for my gamers. Would you be one? Could you be one? Sound about plunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If the 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the hogs kill you. So let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gamers? Won't you please, please won't you be my gamers?
What up, players? I'm afraid that this music is going to start again. That's why I was like, going over it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Hobbs' Gamerhood. I am your host and game master this evening, Jason Hobbs, and we're going to be playing Boom Shakalaka. Shakalaka. Low Fantasy Gaming by Steve Grodzicki of Pickpocket Press. If you were new to the channel, then you're going to learn how to play this game along with all of our sweet players today. If you're not new to the channel, then you're going to relearn how to play this game along with all of our players today. But you can't have a game without players. So, let's meet our players. Oh, dang. Hey, it did work. But man, you guys are really messed up on here. So am I, kind of. Oh, well. All right, Brasco, it looks like you're first. So as much as you know about your character, you can introduce yourself and your character while I quickly try and fix your camera.
Sure. Hi, I'm Craig, and I'm playing Wickmund the Monk. And he's more actually like maybe just a brawler, you might say. And he is, I guess, probably more of a Saxon type descent, how that fits into the world. So that's my guy.
Awesome. John.
Hey, I'm John, and I'm playing Brenna, the cultist of Argona, the Star Maiden, goddess, health, wealth, and happiness. Let's see, tenet number 1, foster hope. Okay, we'll get to the other tenets later.
What kind of hope are we fostering right now, John?
We'll find out.
So we don't even know. I like it. Brian.
Hey, Brian. I'm playing Janess, the magic user. What does it say here? Karokian?
Dal
race?
Karakian, yes. So you are an
Karakian?
outcast from the Dal Karak.
Yes, I am an exile
So,
seeking mob for years, apparently.
Oh, that stuff is old. Don't worry about that. This is a different game. You can come up with something different. That's
Well, I
from,
still want to steal. I still want to steal and garner secrets.
all right, I like that. That's a good
Sure.
thing.
That's
So, for this particular session, I kind of am going to railroad you guys some. So it's a one shot, those are like con games, so it's kind of to be expected, I think. So if it feels really, really railroady, that's only because it is.
Because it is.
I'm going to check to see if anyone's on YouTube, unless one of you guys want to be on YouTube duty. No, probably not.
Oh, I can do it.
Thanks.
Oh, Fred Daniels already here. Sounds like a little fantasy great time. Thanks, Fred. Always good to see you, buddy. It's muchos apreciados. Is that even a word? How do you say much appreciated? Anybody know?
Oh, spoiler, shipwrecked.
That is a spoiler. That's what you get when you take some duties up, man. I appreciate that. All right, what page am I looking at? It's this one. All right, so I think we should kind of quickly go over a little bit about low fantasy gaming. My Apreciado says Saggy Jello 89. What's going on, Saggy Jello? Good to see you, buddy. A little low fantasy gaming today. So the differences about low fantasy gaming and why it matters, I guess. I'm going to look at Brenna's character sheet because that's the first one that popped open. So we have attributes, just like any other game. There's 7 instead of 6. We've added luck and perception. And what did we drop though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We didn't drop anything. There's actually 8 stats. Luck is geez, I'm not even thinking right. It's basically 10 plus half your level. And then instead of wisdom, you have willpower, and then you added perception, and everything else is relatively similar. So some of the things that you're going to want to know that are different is we started at max hit points. So for like Brenna, it was 1d4 plus 4 plus con bonus. So that's how Brenna has 10 hit points. Reroll pool, you get 1 per level, and it tells you what you can use reroll pool points for. So luck tests, rest recoveries, dead tests, and skill checks. You can't like use your reroll pool to reroll a combat attack or something like that. Dark and dangerous magic. This can affect any character, but it really affects magic users the most. So Brian, when Janess casts a spell, you're gonna say, "Hey, I want to cast a spell," and we're gonna start off. There's like this bullet point that you follow through. So you're gonna make your dark and dangerous magic, and basically it starts at 1, and then if you cast a spell, it goes up to 2, and you roll a d20, and if it's this equal to or less than your DDM, then we roll on the dark and dangerous magic table. So something untoward has happened. The spell still goes off, but whatever else also goes off.
That's why I was talking about changing my arm into a tentacle.
Yes, I figured as much. Yeah. Every character can do a thing called exploits. So if you've played Dungeon Crawl Classics before, the warrior classes there have things called mighty deeds. Well, an exploit is similar to a mighty deed, except anybody can do them. It's not just martial characters. And you really have 3 types of exploits. Minor exploit is doing something that is temporary. So like throwing sand in the eyes of your opponent, tripping your opponent, trying to stun them, with a whack on the head or whatever. You say what you want to try to do, you make an attack, do damage, and then usually there's going to be like a something like maybe a resisted roll or something, and then if you succeed, then it goes off and it's temporary. That's a minor exploit. If you fail at one minor exploit, then you can't do another minor exploit against that scene until something significant happens to change the situation in your favor. And then you have major exploits, which are similar to minor exploits, except they're permanent. So like if you want to chop off the giant scorpion's tail, you want to lop off a dude's arm, you want to lop off his head, and you can't do them against anything that has more hit dice than you. You can't instantly kill anything that has more hit dice than you, but you can do a major exploit like chopping off a leg or an arm or something, but you can't do an insta-kill unless you have more hit dice than they do. To do a major exploit, you say, "Hey, I want to do a major exploit." It's the same. You have to do damage, you have to hit, do damage, and then you make a luck check that is modified by an attribute. So just to let you know, it's the same as doing like a Mighty Deeds or in an OSR game, anything that you would normally say, "Hey, I want to try this cool thing that isn't in the rules," except this is really in the rules in this game. One of the reasons I love it, because it's kind of codified a lot of the rulings, not rules things, so it's consistent. So that's, and then the last one is the rescue exploit. Outside of your actual turn during combat, if say Brian's character Janess gets hit with a crossbow bolt, and even if it's not going to kill her, but you're like, "Damn it, we don't want Janess getting hit by this crossbow bolt." So any other character can say, "Hey, I want to try a rescue exploit." If you're within 30 feet, you have to make a dex check. So you just roll your dex or under, and then you make a modified luck check. If it succeeds, then the attack doesn't happen. You also have to narrate how you're doing it, so that narration has to make sense, just like it would in an OSR game. Any questions about that? So it is outside of your turn. So even if you already went this turn and now it's them going and they're whacking someone, you can still do it. But I only allow one rescue exploit per attack roll. So like if it's John fails, now Craig's character can't try the same thing, can't try to rescue Janess. It just happens. Now if you fail at a major or a rescue exploit, if it's a complete failure or a total failure or even some sort of failure, sometimes you still may bear the repercussions of that narratively. It's like, if you're trying to hit a 20 and you roll a 1, it's like that failure. So every stat has 4 levels of conflict resolution. You have failure, success, great success, and total failure. And that's what these numbers are. So if we're looking at Brenna's character sheet, you have a score of 12 for your strength. So if you make a attempt on your strength, let's just say you're making a strength roll or whatever, then if you roll a 12 or less, it's a success. But if you roll a 6 or less, it's considered a great success. And so that's better than a success. If you roll more than a 12, it's considered a failure. But if you roll a 19 or more, it's a total failure, which is like negative repercussions basically of that. Make sense?
Yep.
I didn't actually hear you, John, so I don't know if you're muted or hope.
I said that'll never happen.
Okay, that'll happen all the time. All right, so other than that, skills are, like I had mentioned, skills are, anybody can do any of the skills, and like I say, I put all the skills in the skills list and the pertinent documents in the handouts. So if it's not on your skill list, it doesn't mean you can't do it. You would just use the attribute for that skill. So for example, detection uses perception. If you don't have detection, you would just use perception. That means you're not skilled with detection, but you still have your natural attribute of perception, and you would need your attribute or less to succeed. You can't use your reroll pool because you're not skilled with it. But if you did have detection, you'd get a +1. So in Brenna's situation, she's got a 13 perception. We're trying to roll detection. It's modified by a perception. So you would have a 13 perception +1 because you have the skill. You'd need a 14 or less. And then that's going to affect it's going to show up for your greater successes, total failures, all that. The character sheet will just do it all. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, there's one more thing. Party retreats. So this game is an old school game. A lot of times in an old school game, you have to run away from stuff because nothing is going to be balanced in here. But instead of just saying, oh, you can't run away because your move is worse, or you have to do something in order to get into the chase sequence of BX, you can attempt to do a party retreat, which is almost the same thing as a party challenge. So narratively, you would have to explain what you're doing to attempt the party retreat, and then everyone makes a roll, and whoever succeeds in the party retreat gets away. Whoever doesn't is stuck there. Make sense? So you can try the, and you have to declare a party retreat before initiative is rolled for that round. All right, so I think that pretty much covers, and then we'll cover like initiative and that sort of thing when we get into it. So originally what I was going to do is I was going to put you guys on a ship on your way from Crown's Point. So saying Janess and Craig's care, Vignettes were in Crown's Point, which I have a suite. That's another cool thing about this game, is there's some really cool maps. So let's head over to the tabletop. So can you guys see this map or no?
Yes.
Yep.
So why isn't it moving for this? Oh, I know, guys. I know what I did wrong. This is supposed to be a player version. Rookie mistake. Let me reboot this. So this is the map. It's by Randy M. If you guys have ever heard of Randy M before, I think it's one of those cool looking kind of ISO maps. So the kind of concept of since I rebooted, now I have to redo the chat thing. There we go. All right, one of the concepts of the Midlands is the area of the most population center is these main cities around Lake Argosa. So like Crow's Keep is the main city where the king lives. Port Brax and Northgate, these are the main Argosan cities. This area used to be more populous, but a massive volcano erupted. This Mount Rokan over here erupted, and it kind of destroyed much of the population, and this was all that the remainder. And then, you know, hundreds of years have passed, and now the Nadicians, our Roman conquerors from the south, have this is their main city, Melek, as they're coming to encroach on Argosan lands. And currently there is a treaty between the two countries after this city was destroyed, which was like the northern Nadician Empire. And then there's these sort of a Vornari is what they're called, and they're kind of like a Viking-esque, a mix between Vikings and the Iron people from Game of Thrones. Who am I thinking of? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What's their name? The
Ironborn.
Is that it? Ironborn?
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically Vikings who the only god they have is the Deep One. So that's kind of a quick precursor on what's going on. So the other culture is the people of Dol Karak, the Karakians, and this is Vignettes, and they are very inclusive and only to their own people. They do enslave the last remaining dwarves to do their bidding, and their main focus is mercantilism mostly. And they're rarely seen out of their homeland without masks. Janess is a outcast, so she doesn't play by those rules. But the way that I wanted to start the story is, John, I think there was a little background on the character sheet for Brenna. If you wanted to read that, you could say why Brenna is going, and then we'll just say that Janess and Victmund are on the same ship, basically.
Lady Brenna of Crown's Point, a true angel of Argona. She has supposedly forsworn her house allegiances, but still often finds herself embroiled in them. Traveling to Northgate is an effort to uncover supposed traitorous personages in the king's house and interests in Nokratha the Stargazer and these so-called brokers. There's lots of names and factions in there.
Yeah. So there's a section of the clergy of Argona that are known as brokers, and that's what that is. The leader of Northgate is Nokratha the Stargazer, a wizard, but a wizard that is acceptable by the king in Crow's Keep. I put Crown's Point, totally wrong. It's Crow's Keep. But other than that, magic is, by some cultures, you could kill people on sight if they use magic. And some cultures, it's acceptable if it's not really ever acceptable. Everyone treats magic because it's so dangerous. Like only like the Deep Ones priests are do the Venari allow as far as magic users go. And the Midlanders or the Argosans, they if supposedly if you have the King's Pass or like Nokratha does, then you're a sanctioned wizard. Most likely, Vignettes would not be a sanctioned wizard. So casting magic in a environment, in a social environment, would probably be a bad idea as far as that goes. All right, that makes some sense. You guys are with me so far?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, so you guys are on a ship. One of my ideas is there's actual ship-to-ship combat in low fantasy gaming, and you guys are going to get in a fight on the ships. But I have wrote all this other material that it would be, I think, better to get into than just sitting here for 2 hours and doing some ship that nobody cares about. So you guys are on the way to Northgate. The captain chose to head all over to Port Brax first and then up to Northgate. These are like 20-mile squares on this map, I believe. Oh, it's funny. This says 10 miles, but then on another map I have they're 20, so I don't know if they all match up or what, but it doesn't really matter. So you guys have been traveling on this ship, and you know, you've come to know some of the shipmates. It's not a big ship. There may be a total of a dozen crew and yourselves. So it is, you're within probably a week of Northgate, somewhere in the middle between Port Brax and Northgate, and it's a super cloudy day, kind of a drizzling sort of day, and the lake is almost bestilled, and so the sails are difficult to use. And as night descends, you find yourselves on the deck, and there's a lot of anxiety, and many of the sailors seem anxious, but not the captain, for he is well trained and knows leadership, and so he's yelling at everybody, do all your jobs. But it gets super dark, and this mist seems to cover most of what's happening. And over the lake, everyone make a detection check. So if you have detection, you can just roll it down there on the skill. If you don't have detection, just roll your perception.
I perceive nothing.
1 moment.
Vickman, terrible failure. So it's none of you guys, but someone says, "Oi, did you hear that?" And the people are already anxious, taught like one person drops the chain he was lugging along to clean the anchor. I don't even know if that's something you do on a ship, but and it kind of seems to echo, but also seem muted at the same time. And then you do hear it. It's like the creak of a sail, but your own sail is bestilled, so a flap in the wind, and then a shout rings out, and it's in a language that you don't seem to expect, but some of the sailors nearby blanch, and they call out, "Vonari!" So it's obviously Vonari are reavers and often sellswords, and on Lake Argos, most likely it's bad news, especially in mist. But no one really, you don't see light through it or anything. Even your own lantern on the mast is heavily muted.
Does this seem like it's natural fog, or is it summoned?
So that's an interesting question. So in low fantasy gaming, anyone can detect magic. It takes 10 minutes, and it's not like a detect magic spell. What it is you're really just kind of sitting there, and each person may have their own way. Like someone may get the hair on the back of their neck stands up, or they get a tingle in their stomach, or whatever, and you can decide what that is. But it's a detection or perception check, but I believe as a wizard or a magic user, you get it with advantage.
Nice.
But I would have to spend 10 minutes trying to figure it out.
But you've been in this for a while, so you could definitely, we could say that
Okay,
10
well,
minutes
yeah.
has passed. So, I mean,
Trying to reach out with my senses and feel if this is a magical effect or not. And what did you say?
detection or perception.
Perception, which I'm still terrible at. But
But you have advantage, so click advantage on there.
Yep.
Success,
There we go.
see? All right, so you reach out your senses, and what do you think, what does it feel like when Janess, how does she sense magic? What's her individual way?
I think it would be like a smell.
Oh, so she can smell it. All right, I like it.
There'd be some kind of smell on the air that just has that sort of electrical ting.
Whoa. Sound effect.
Holy cow, it's loud.
Is your nose tinging?
Yeah, I put some Storm at Sea sounds for you. Yeah, absolutely. You do feel like it's a supernatural. The smell of the veil tingles, and surely you must be in some area that it has a tinge of necromancy about it. And Janessa's eyes glow white, and as she senses this, and that's when someone yells, "There!" And almost right on top of you, the galley is right. It comes right out of the mist, and you guys can see the dragon masthead on this Varnori ship. What do you think you would do? Craig?
Wickman has been drinking his wineskin, so he just throws that down and cracks his knuckles and gets ready to pound some folks.
All right.
I'm gonna put my foot on the railing of the ship and bang my mace on my shield and say, "Argona, protect us! I think we're about to be boarded."
Janess?
Well, there's no running away, so I'll go find my spear.
And it's probably nearby. Maybe you have it in your hand or whatever. So you guys prepare yourselves for battle. And that's like when it's so close, impact is imminent. And that's when the ship seems to pass through. When it would hit you, it just kind of goes right through you, and a horrible, chilling feeling happens. But that's when the whole ship then that you're on lurches heavily, and someone yells, "Ah, we've run aground!" And now the ship seems to fill. A horrible storm happens, and you guys are shipwrecked. Believe it or not, this is such a surprise.
We're dead.
And the characters, everyone, make your own characters.
Spent a long time on that character.
So,
It was a ghost ship.
That was cool.
it was a ghost ship indeed.
Ghost ship of pirates.
All right, so, man, why isn't this moving?
This is not the weather of the world.
Did it change for you guys?
Yeah.
Dark magic at play.
Demons of the deep.
Does anyone have general lore?
Yeah.
I do not.
All right, so we'll just hold off on
Sure.
it for now. I'm trying to get this to change.
I see the new map, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's not changing for the stream.
Pardon me.
All right. I see why. Because it didn't rejoin as player. Even though that's what I was trying to do. So, you guys awaken. You found yourself washed up on a beach.
We passed out.
Yep. When it happened, you know, you guys were stopping, whatever. I mean, in the movie, like maybe the mask came around and whacked all three of you, and you found yourself here.
Nice.
Is there any sign of the boat we were on?
You do see some things bobbing in the water.
Floats and
Out
jets and-
the wrong direction from shore, I suppose, huh?
Yeah, you can see like a barrel right here. See that? You're next to a crate.
Yep. Oh, I see. Yeah. So maybe not too far away.
Cool, cool.
Can I grab that crate and pull it on shore?
Sure.
Let's not let that go to waste. I know what's in it, but it's better than what we had before.
Yeah.
There might be booze. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's full of
somebody
rum.
else. Full of rum.
You just stumbled onto the beach and yelled, "Gather to me! Gather to me!"
So it looks like there's like a bunch some salt flat like pools around with some bushes and some vines and some heavy trees. And as you stumble up, you know this is pretty much what you see. What I want to do is I think it may not have gone perfect, so we're going to roll on one of my tables here to see if anything was lost.
Okay.
I was very hesitant to ask that question, but now it has been asked.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, you guys did.
I thought I wasn't even going to bring it up. I was just like,
I was gonna ask, do I still have my wine skin?
Yeah.
I had faith in Radona.
So we're basically going to make a roll. I have this table, if I can find it, which I should be able to find it, but you know how it
Loss
is.
and despair.
If I cannot find it, you won't have to roll on it.
I like that.
Is P before R? Oh, low fantasy gaming is probably where it is. Here we go. All right, low fantasy gaming, boilerplate. Midlands. Chair game. I always have this problem finding the sheet. So Craig and Brian both have to, they work with me on some things that I write and stuff, and they know that I'm pretty darn bad at organization.
All good.
I think we all have 9 different folders called gaming.
Oh my God, I have so many, brother. So many. I think I just remembered where it was. The Lost Lake. Sinkhole River. How are you affected? Here we go. All right. So let's start. We started with Craig before. Let's start with Vignettes. So this is what you do. You make a standard luck test. So you're going to roll your luck straight up. So no modifiers.
Straight up luck check.
Failure. Nice. So now roll 2d6.
Okay.
Buttocks.
You've lost everything.
10. Fled.
Wow.
So you jumped off the ship or something when the fight was not happening. You lost your shield. If you don't have one, lose half your hit points.
Jeez Louise.
Not unless I had my magic shield on. I did.
Okay, so if
Okay.
you wanted to have your magic shield on, then you lose 1 spell slot.
Could I have rapidly cast my shield spell?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll
So
take that.
you're just missing a spell slot.
Okay.
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
I have to roll on my dark and dangerous.
No, we're just going to say that it worked because this is an abstraction of what happened.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because maybe it was a shark that came that was going to bite you. Who knows? Something happened and you used your spell to save yourself. So John, make us luck check.
I got a little bit of record keeping you here, all right?
So you would just hit the button on your sheet that says luck.
I did it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you did, and you failed. Sorry, you were quick. So you had a 10. So same thing. You lost your shield.
Wow, that's what I get for banging on it.
That's right. Craig, luck check.
All right, here we go.
Success. All right, so you didn't lose anything, but you're down a point of luck. Because anytime you succeed in a luck test, if you succeed, you lose a point of luck. So that's
uses.
so that's what
so
happened to you, is you lost a point of luck. All right.
No
so
worries.
I'm glad you feel that way, sir.
So do I have this right that I can cast 2 spells? That's just it, right?
I don't know off the top of my head. Is there like a number 2 down there? Or it wouldn't be because it would be on the sheet that I gave you. I think it is. You look at this quick. It sounds right. It's probably your level plus.
It's 2
Spell
spell
casting.
slots, even though
Knows 1 spell
Even
plus
though-
a bonus number of spells equal to your int modifier, each which the player chooses.
How many I know,
Yep.
right?
Each level thereafter the music. Yep. Their int modifier is chosen. Magic finds any scrolls. Blah blah blah. Remembering spells. At start adventure, you may use a number of spells of each spell level as shown on the advanced table. You may regain expended spell. At the start adventure, you may use a number.
2 spell slots, but I know 4 spells.
That sounds accurate to me.
Pretty sure I read that right.
But do you get one back with a short rest?
Mm-hmm. I think
We
so.
definitely need to rest. After barely, drowning in a shipwreck.
At 5th level magic user may cast 4 first level spells. 2. Oh, it shows right here. 2. You got 2 first level. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yep. 2 starting spell uses.
Yes, correct.
All righty.
And I get back with a rest. I think. You gain expended spell uses by taking rest. Yes. Okay. Got it.
Excellent. There you go.
So I stumble onto the beach saying, "Gather to me." How many survivors do I see out in the surf?
The 2
I
that are
will-
here.
I still want to grab that crate there,
Okay.
and then I'll haul up that way toward Brenna.
And
All right. And what
Yeah,
is
I'll start
Victimon
making my way.
doing?
he's gonna make his way north, I guess.
All
He's
right.
down there practicing his karate moves.
Yeah, I'm doing the crane kick on the pier.
I thought you were a brawler, not a karate.
That's true. I'm not really. Yeah, that's right.
You probably just have like your wrists are all wrapped, and you're just ready to duke it out with somebody. Almost like
Yeah,
maybe
he's-
some cesti or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Or he's
Well,
got
I mean,
some
the dude
brass
tell
knuckles.
me punch, so
All right, so roll 1d100, Brian.
Everybody.
No, just Brian.
me. Okay.
That's an interesting roll.
A 4. Interesting. All right, so it looks like the crate that you have found, I'm assuming you busted open to take a look inside or try to open it.
Yeah, why not? Yep.
So it seems like it was wrapped up in like some sort of oiled leather or some kind of like wax paper, and it looks like it was food. Roll. So pick even or odd, and then pick an even numbered die, and roll it.
Anyone, huh?
But you have to pick even or odd first,
Okay.
and tell me which one it is.
I'm gonna pick even.
All right. So odd is a negative effect, and even is a good effect. Good. All right. So what you find in here is it looks like some food. That
This is food.
it is food, but it looks like it's gourmet food. Roll a d6.
Wow, gourmet food. What are these scumbag pirates doing with gourmet food?
Four gold pieces. So you were on a pirate ship. You were.
No, I'm talking just the scurvy sailors. Yeah, gourmet food. This must have been from the captain's mess or something.
Maybe.
What's that about 4 gold pieces?
You think it's probably worth 4 gold pieces at a market.
Well, I think we should probably have a nice meal.
Okay.
Is it like halfling pickles?
Well, there are no halflings. It's a really human-centric campaign
Okay.
Setting. The dwarves are only like that one culture that exists, and it's like one tribe that's been enslaved by the Karakians, and the elves were lost long ago.
I see.
Put up that jar of fish eggs. Let's get off this beach.
Caviar.
That ship may come back at any moment.
Caviar break.
All right, so as you guys are talking, you do see some bits and pieces and some tracks on the. It looks like somebody else has recently come up from the surf.
Oh.
Where do those tracks lead?
You just see them here, and like they're moving further into the shore. You do see a path over here. See it right there?
Yep.
There's like a trail over there.
Is that fog still here?
Nope.
Fog is gone. Okay.
It's lifted.
Yeah, I'll point my mace at the path and the footprints and say, "We're not the first to stumble onto shore. The rest must have already gone up ahead. What could go
I
wrong?"
don't share your optimism about who that could be.
Well, it seems like a logical thing to investigate.
How many people were on the ship roughly? Like,
About a dozen.
okay.
And they were all
How much
ship
of-
hands or
Yeah.
somebody else?
Feed all this food around.
Hold a second. What's that, Craig?
Were they all like deckhands or were there other passengers like us?
No other. You three were the only passengers.
We were the sole passengers. Interesting.
And this terrain, the foliage, this is not particularly out of the ordinary.
Why don't you make a wilderness? Do you have wilderness lore?
I do.
So, but you didn't ask.
I didn't.
So, make a wilderness lore. If you don't have wilderness lore, John, make an int check. But I think you have apothecary. Yeah, but that isn't herbalism. So
It has
first
nothing
aid
to do with
injury,
it.
yeah, binding disease. But I think you would
Looks
make
normal to
stuff with
me.
I was gonna see if can we like approximate our location on the lake shore? Based on that map you were just showing us.
Well, you would not have that map.
Oh,
No, no one's going to have a map that good.
how about a basic understanding of the geography of the
Somewhere around
hinterland?
halfway, you would think.
Okay.
Um, if you want to make a general lore check, I would allow that. If you
Mhm.
don't have it, it's just an int check.
I am general lore.
You didn't ask. Craig did. So
I know.
Craig would be doing that. All right. So Victman believes it's a success. So you would think, you probably had three or four more days on ship, but that's
Mm.
probably about a week walking.
Wow.
And this is kind of, it's fairly well known that Scorn, which are like cannibalistic humanoids, and Thule, which are like a savage, uncivilized culture that wanders the areas between the main cities, could be around. But you definitely know that if you wanted to continue on to Northgate, you would go north. And it could be over some inhospitable terrain. But there is a road that travels between the two, so you could probably find it eventually by heading west, most likely.
Okay.
Northwest, or southwest. At some point, you're going to run into some road, and that would hopefully have some sort of King's Guard or something on it in some
Right.
place. It's not well guarded, but hopefully the road would be as good as it could be, for land caravans or merchants.
But fair to say we're in the boonies.
Yes.
Are we
Well,
even at all certain we're on the mainland?
I think with that check, he can check the sun and look out into the water. You must be, or you'll be on a really, really big island, which isn't known in this area. Unless you're not in this area, right? Because all you can
Right.
see is the normal celestial things by day.
well, while they're dividing up the captain's rations, I'm gonna start bouncing off.
Well,
Just
I wanted to see if Janess had any questions or anything. Like you wanted to check. Well, I wanted you to write. I wanted you to make a general lore check, Janess, previously.
Okay. I can do that.
All right.
nailed it.
Success. So just before everything got super chaotic and you went to black from the evening before, you could hear the Varnori and some of the other Argosans. And being an outcast, you have a dabbling of languages. And one name seemed to strike fear in the Argosan, and they started yelling at Brogar the Reaver.
Mhm.
Rogar the Reaver.
Yeah, and you recognize this name as an old Varnori. The history is the Varnori claim that Brogar was here well before the Varnori invasion of the last 20 years, because that's when the Varnori really started to happen and they created their little outpost to the north, Vorngard. But supposedly, the Varnari say that Brogar first sailed these seas in the Midlands well before anyone else came, and many of the Argosan scholars scoff at that.
So that would be a long time ago.
Yes.
So this is the revenant of Brogar the Reaver.
Very possibly, yeah.
A superstition among sailors.
Perhaps. Ooh.
All right, so
Um,
and now you're heading off. You said, Brenda,
Yeah,
Brenda.
I'm gonna take a little bit of this food's got to come with me.
Yeah, you can pass it out. We'll say it'll give each of you guys another roll a d3, Brian.
Out of 2.
2. So each of you guys gain another 2 days rations of this caviar.
Excellent.
awesome.
But obviously you can't trade it for gold or anything any longer.
We can barter it with the savages.
Just don't eat my arm, sir. I've got some caviar.
So you
My culture,
Dalkarak?
trade and stuff.
Yes, but you are an outcast, so
Yeah, but I know the game. All right, so are we headed toward the path over there?
Tracks, yeah. Guess we'll follow
What time
the
of day is
tracks.
you it's morning.
morning? Okay. Well, it seems like a decent time.
Indeed.
What is our fearless? What do your gods tell you? God, whoever it is. Brenna,
Got us.
is it a prospicious time?
Hmm.
Yay,
Well,
nay? Should we go
one
for the path?
moment. What does Argona say? Foster hope and sally forth.
Okay. Sounds
Or,
good enough.
None shall pass. But we must march through this sand. It will be no easy trek, but should we toil, we surely will prosper.
So you can see that like there's a bunch of like shrubbery and bushes. There's kind of these tidal flats of the water that have created a lot of pools about the beach. You do see some different travel, and this is when you start to notice there's some weathered wood poking out of different areas, much older than your ship. So as you're glancing around, it seems quite obvious that other ships have wrecked here in the past. You even start to see the glint of different equipment amongst the vines, and on the vines are these purple flowers that kind of go the length of them.
Very interesting. About skeletal remains.
Carry that flower.
So it's saying wilderness lore is really checking out actually knowing things like that. It's once you have it, you know how to mix it and heal people and stuff. Wilderness lore would be like herbalism and such, I believe.
The monk, what he
Sounds
thinks.
right. What's that?
Don't you know wilderness?
I do.
What do you make of those flowers?
I can roll. Or I can just say, I can make something up. These flowers
do
are
wanna-
stinky.
Around a little bit at some of this equipment.
Yeah,
As long as
and I was actually curious about like if there were any human remains.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to make that roll to see if you recognize the flower?
Uno momento.
While they're looking at
Oh.
the equipment and the flowers, I'm getting a little frustrated, so I stand up on a rock and kind of look around a little bit higher to see if I can see any other survivors.
So if you're looking around, go ahead and make a detection check. So go ahead, Brian, you can as well. And I think all three of you are kind of wanting to do that to see what you can see. I almost feel like Victman must have kind of moved up to the nearest flower and it's kind of peering down at it, you know, like you do when you're trying to figure out what something is.
Sure. I don't have the slightest idea what it is.
So it doesn't seem like anything. You can kind of smell like a soft, sweet kind of odor aroma coming up off the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Brenna, nearby, when you were looking at a piece of the metal, you see past it. You see that right there?
Sorry. Let me minimize one more time.
Right here.
Okay.
Do you see what that is?
Hold. Zooming. Enhance.
Hmm?
Enhance. Oh. It's a Wickman. Get your nose out of that flower.
Yeah, so make a luck constitution, Craig.
Okay. How do I do that?
So on next to your luck stat, it's got a drop down, and then you just pick the constitution.
Let's see.
All right, so a terrible failure. So you don't lose a point of luck. But Wickman, what the hell's going on here? I'm on the wrong screen. Oh, I see. Haha. Nothing to be concerned about, people. I got it figured out. As you say that, Wickman kind of falls to one knee, and then he slumps forward.
Oh,
Night.
Night, night, Fluffy.
Oh, fell asleep.
Well, I'll hop down from my perch on the rock, and I'll try to trust fall catch him before he topples over. Maybe splash a little bit of that nearby seawater on his face.
yeah. Drag him away from those flowers. That's not cool.
So he kind of slumped forward. It would surprise you when you hey, stop, don't smell that. Something's going on. And he kind of slumped forward. And Janessa and Brenna, you grab him by his legs and kind of pull him away. And this is when you can see small tendrils of vines have like started to sink into his cheek and any of his open flesh.
Oh no.
But you pull him away and
Yes.
pops away and little bits of blood come off.
It's a deadly beach.
And this is when you can see, I think Janess said you wanted to look around. You spot a pot helmet that Yippee, one of the crew, always used to wear. It's nestled in the vines.
Wowzers.
Some of the sailors have met their end.
Brenna, when you were up there looking, you saw the bones, but you also saw drag marks in the sand headed this way.
Maybe something similar happened and somebody got drug off.
Maybe.
I think we should try to rouse Wickman and make our way away from these vines and steer clear towards any flowers. Does it seem like there's any flowers over here? You can tell.
The whole kind of beach is covered with it, but you would say Janess is probably correct. Someone else was probably put to sleep but wasn't killed here. They were likely drug off down that path. Fresh marks.
So the splashing
Yeah.
water on his face seemed to wake him?
You're not sure if it's the water or if it's just time, but thankfully he drowsily comes awake.
Gnarly.
Okay, does it look like we could maybe make a little bit more of a circular route here to kind of go around, steering clear of any flowers or vines?
I think with Wickman, how about if he'll make a wilderness roll and he can kind of maybe lead you through it, understanding, how vines are and the wilderness is. Or why don't we just do a group wilderness check? So we need the whole 2 out of the 3 people to succeed. If one person has a great success, that'll erase a failure.
Oh, we got this.
And what is that?
I don't know.
So
Based.
wilderness lore is you can always just check on the skill thing, but I believe it's intelligence.
Well, so we need 2. We need 2 great successes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So you don't need 2 great successes. You just need 2 Oh, because he had a terrible failure. Yeah, so you got to cover for his terrible failure. All right, so Wickman is trying to lead you guys, and you're like, no, I think we should do this. Wait, no, I think we should do this.
Still really tired.
And he's still kind of tired, and he catches his foot on one of the vines, and you can kind of see these spores kind of kick up. So we'll say you guys, are leaning this direction halfway out of there. And as the spores kick up, you can also see on one of the bushes some of the vines that are interlaced with pieces of equipment start to struggle to their feet.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What struggles to their feet? Who's got feet?
Zombies.
What?
Shambling mounds.
No, yeah, what's that? Yeah, I'm reminded of some fiend folio creature. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a Y. It's mold zombies, but vine zombies. That's really cool.
Juju zombies?
Yeah, something like that. That's super cool.
So it looks like some of these vines and the bushes have it's got like a crooked helmet on, and it's got like a piece of a breastplate, and the vines have moved through it, but it has like a slightly anthropomorphic figure. So I think you guys can all make a luck con check, but it requires, since you knew about what's going on here, even though he kicked it up, there is going to be some repercussions, but it takes a total failure on the check to be affected by the soporific attributes of the flower, of the spores.
A luck con save?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so if you succeed, that's when you lose a point of luck. Your luck goes down 1. It's not permanent. You just, it goes down 1. Everyone succeeded, so you're not affected by the soporific nature of that, but... Oh, I thought I had a sweet picture. Go ahead, sorry.
Didn't we do a luck check with the earlier?
Yeah, but you failed. You
So
only
we-
lose a point if you succeed.
Okay.
Because it's your saving throws and it's your resource for doing, special things and such. All right, so now you have this large creature, easily 6 or 7 feet tall, with vines and a partial helmet and bits of a breastplate and maybe, some shin guards and stuff. What are you going to do?
Can we evade him, or is he like really fast, or to kind of like.
It's plausible that you certainly could evade him if that's what you want to do.
I think that's probably a good idea.
I am going to begin a prayer and raise my mace with 2 hands and point it at my fellow shipwreck mates, and say, "The Star Maiden watches over you." That should give them some effect. I've got Watched Over, which lets all the allies gain +1 AC.
Okay, so
Oh,
you have to
nice.
have favor too. We'll say you already have favor, but now you're going to have to do something to regain favor, or you have to make a check in order to use your abilities.
Oh, which one do you want me to do?
No, I'm saying you're fine. You can do it now, but in the future, you've used your favor for now. So basically, it's like forcing the cultist to continually attempt to be in good graces with his or her god or goddess. Make sense?
Yep.
It's like on page 24. I attached. The PDF is attached here in Roll20, and I linked it in the Discord as well.
Beans.
All right. So I think you guys are going to try and evade this dude, right?
That was my suggestion.
You just want to run from this area?
I feel like we should just get
Yeah.
out. Having a fight in the middle of these vines and flowers seems like a losing idea.
Yeah, I don't like that idea either. Let's clear the vines. That's really my main objective as well. Just get out of here.
Yeah, let's just. I don't want to have a fight with this guy tangling around with all these flowers, kicking up spores at the same time. Ugh.
Yep. Bad idea.
All right. I
I'll
think
do
that
this. I'll
After
do the
my
Scooby-Doo thing where I'm
my
prepared to
cab-
fight and see them run off, and I'll just
yeah, I think you guys can easily just flee this area. You don't have to get in this fight, and it's not going to chase after you. You just did enough to kick up its issues, so it got fired up. That's all there is to it.
It was very
Might
deadly.
be that way. This one, that way.
Yeah,
If
you
we
guys
go
can
down
just. I'm assuming you're going to try and go through the trees and then find the path that the dude was drugged down, right? That's your
Yes.
intention.
Yeah, kind of head off this direction or whatever.
Yeah, and we're not going to get too much into it. I think you can bypass this and get over there, and then find your way back on the path where you believe possibly some of the other shipmates have been taken from this soporific beach of death by something. Maybe one of these plant men. Maybe not. We don't know, do we? Bum, bum, bum. All right, so we travel into the woods. Along the path. I roll 20 is moving really slow. Is it slow for you guys?
I think it's fine. Wow, I just now figured something out.
What?
In Roll20 in the settings, if you go in there and if you take that slider for the music volume level and you put it all the way down,
You can't
won't.
hear it?
It turns it turns everything off. It
Oh, interesting.
you can't even do an audio output source or nothing.
Oh, that's because it's the master volume, not just the master music volume.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
you guys are kind of moving through the woods. A few hours pass. You're kind of exhausted. You can still see the occasional trails. And why don't you go ahead and make a wilderness lore check, Craig?
Because my intelligence is so high, I probably should be doing these lore checks.
Yeah, it just makes sense that. I mean, like I say, you can do intelligence-wise, but if
It's
someone
fine.
asks, if you ask a specific question and it fits within that, then we'll have you do it. But it just seems like if you have wilderness
Oh.
lore, I think you would be kind of checking out wilderness lore stuff. But you think
fine.
more than one person has been taken from the beach. You think only one, but Janessa's pretty sure multiple. How's that, Brian?
Perfect.
So what I want to do here is I want to highlight the interesting way that Low Fantasy Gaming does overland travel. So it's kind of a cool thing, and I just have to remember how it does it. 131. So Jonathan, make a roll a 1d20. A 7. Okay, interesting. All right, perfect. So basically it's a 1d20 roll. It's not just a 1 and 6 and a random encounter happens. There's a lot of other things that can occur on the table. It's not that much different than what normally you're going to do in an OSR game, but it does add a little bit of interesting fun stuff. All right, Brian, roll a d20.
A D20.
Yes, please.
15.
15. All right, sweet. So it's time for you guys to take a rest. And you're kind of, I'm assuming, are you staying on the path or are you moving off the path and just trying to keep it in sight? Or what's the plan as far as that goes?
I think I would prefer slightly off the path, but
All right. It sounds like Janess says, hey, we should stay off the path. So
Yeah. I don't know which side of the map we're on here.
it doesn't matter. This is just kind of a woodsy thing to look at while we're talking about being in the woods.
Oh, just a little.
I would just say this is it, and you came around and the path is heading off to the west and you came from the south. So maybe you were moving
Yeah.
up, along the edge here on the right, on the eastern side. And, it's getting ready for a rest. So make a detection check. All you guys can. If you don't have or perception. Yeah, if you don't have detection, roll perception.
Deception?
Perception. Or detection. Sorry.
Joking.
All right, so does anyone want to use their reroll pool for their detection check? Vickman does
Well-
not. John, do you?
Use my what for
So in this game, every character gets a reroll pool point per level. So if you fail a skill that you are proficient in, you can elect to roll their reroll pool. You don't have to, but you can if you wish.
Oh, I want to. I've been against this idea that Janessa was staying off the path. I wanted to stay on the path.
So you have one reroll pool point for the whole session, probably, but that's fine. Or until I think you can get it back on a rest. So go ahead and make your detection check again,
Okay.
and remove your reroll pool point.
How did I do?
Yeah, bad again. You failed again, right? Yeah. Nice, but your reroll pool point is gone. Oh wait, you can't use it, Brian, because you don't have a skill in it.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole point
Dang,
of
look
having the skill.
Success.
Yep, that's the whole point of having a skill is you get a +1, plus you can use your reroll pool point for it. All right, so you guys pull up along these trees here, keeping an eye on the path. I think you should probably... So you guys did not realize that you have maybe made a bad place to take a camp.
I do not like this land.
Nor do I, sir. Nor do I. Why don't we take a few minutes, everyone take a bathroom break while I prepare this TPK situation here.
Put away those
Okay.
fish eggs. I'm sure the bears can smell it.
That must be it. Those giant wargs that are lurking in the tree line.
Giant wargs.
No. RP.
Hey, all my peeps, while they are out, I'll throw it over here. All right, well, that sucks.
Time for a TPK.
Yeah,
Bear
baby.
we find.
These are the best.
Obviously, this time we'll be surrounded, so they can't run away.
That's right.
Maybe. I hope not. Is everyone back? Is Brian back as well? Oh, he is. Yep. All right.
Indeed.
So you guys have set up your little camp as you're waiting here, trying to keep an eye on the road and figure out what is happening. There's a light breeze. You can still hear the sea urns and smell. Probably bop it back over here. And the smell of the sea on the air amongst the smell of the trees. Around you, the trees are kind of rustling. It's about this time that you realize that the trees seem to be rustling way too much. And wait a second, wasn't that tree over there a moment ago?
Oh no.
Weird.
My
It's
stuff
disturbed. Remote.
is very slow.
Orcs.
Oh,
I had all my little Tolkien nerdery.
Yeah, we like it. Hey, there's some dudes. So put your dudes over here wherever they are.
Where were we camping?
Just in this area up here.
Pardon me. Okay.
Because
Wait.
Janess said stay off the path. I kind of figured you'd be
I got-
trying to watch this area.
I got two of me on here.
What?
Yeah, me too.
Cool spell.
All right, delete one of them.
Weird. I've got
Oh,
3.
I might have hit paste and then, yeah, just delete one of them.
How do I do that?
Just click on it and then hit delete.
Delete. There you go. Wickman's dead.
I would
Yeah, I guess we're
assume
just
that you
kinda
would
like-
kind of be lurking amongst the trees so you could watch it because you were staying off the path. Was what was
true.
told.
That's
Yeah.
true. Okay. It's fair.
I just put myself closer to the trees. I don't know why I did that. Now it's done.
So what we're gonna do is roll initiative now, and if you get a terrible failure, you're basically surprised, and you won't get an action this turn. If you get a success, you'll still go after the monster, but if you get a great success, you'll go before the monster.
So that's Dex, right?
There's an initiative button. Yeah, I think you can just hit it, and it'll tell you what's going on.
Initiative button.
What is it? What modifies initiative, Jason?
Oh, I see.
Dex.
Yes. Thank you.
But it should already be in there. So Vickman has a failure, so you go after. Janess has a great success, so you get to go before the creatures go.
Oh, I did it twice. But
Well, we'll just use the first one, whatever the first one is.
they're both great success. So.
Oh,
Oh no,
nice.
wait. One was a perception one that I shouldn't have done. Okay. Never mind. I got it.
My roll 20 is super slow.
I failed also.
Brenna failed as well.
Yep.
All right. So Janess, what are you going to do?
What are these things?
So they look to be, they shift. It looks like they were bloodroot treants. So they're about 20-foot tall animated trees. They
20.
Yeah, they're huge, and their bark looks very thick. But you can see when you're looking around, they seem to be rustling their leaves, and one of them at one point a root seems to come out, and that's when you see it's kind of has a sappy red mucus that kind of splurches out of the ground.
Okay.
So what do you want to do, Janess?
Oh, this is going to go poorly. I'll try to put one of them to sleep.
Okay.
The one that's closest to me here.
All right. What can you click the button and tell us what it does?
Yep. It puts 44 hit dice worth of creatures to sleep. No save. We'll click the button. Give me a moment.
Thank you, buddy.
Did I do that right?
Oh, yeah, I just can't read it on this thing. So click your dark and dangerous magic roll.
Oh boy.
You should be able to just click right inside there, I think.
I did. Yep.
All right, so your dark and dangerous magic goes up to 2.
Yep.
Roll 4d6.
44.
Oh, yeah, 44. Sorry.
Yep. I think I have it right. Okay. So DDM to 2.
Ooh,
I don't know why it did plus 2, but I got 8.
4d4 looks like you got 10, 8, 10, 12, right?
Well, oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
All right, so that is enough. One of them, the nearest one, seems to kind of slump down.
Well, we have 15-foot radius of effect, so I'm not going to get more than one here because they're spaced out.
So what's it look like
Strong
when Janess casts the spell? Dips into through the veil, draws out the magic, the insidious slumber.
Draws magical signs in the air and sings the ancient lullaby that's irresistible.
That's cool, dude.
Is that like an Adele song or Whitney Houston or
Stevie Nicks, bro.
Stevie Nicks?
It's in the old speech.
Oh, okay.
No one.
Do you guys remember back in the day when you had harpies attack us, Brian, and I said that they sounded like Adele?
Yeah.
Do you remember that or no? All right, so good work, man. That actually affected one of them.
Impressive.
One sleeping.
Unfortunately, the other two
hope.
are angered. Go ahead. What's that?
Angered? You mean because he used magic?
No, they were already going to kill you because they're bloodroot treants.
They're just pissed off.
Yeah, they weren't in a peaceful mood.
In general,
they like to root themselves atop still warm corpses and suck the vigor from their living enemies.
I have a feeling that they're going to get their chance in a minute.
No shit. Pardon me. No kidding.
They kind of reach forward and one like whip-like arm strikes out at Janess. Oh, wait a second.
Jesus. Wow.
2 whip-like arms strike out at Janess.
Icky.
It's a good day to die.
3 and a 7. Nothing. Oh, wait, they get a plus 11. So 14 and 18. We'll make that an 8, though. 11 and 15. What's your AC?
11 and 15?
Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't do the modifiers on the rolls.
Right.
It says here my AC is 13.
All right, so the 11 misses. The twiggy claws of the bloodroot treant skitter across your armor, but the other one finds purchase.
It burns.
So you guys see this massive clawed treant hand arcing directly towards Janess. Would anyone like to do a rescue exploit?
Sorry. The
Was
two
hanging in
hits. The 2 hits were plus 11,
Yeah.
so 14 and
Right.
18.
Well, I changed it to +8. So 11 and 15. It doesn't matter what the hit is. He got hit. Janess got hit. And if you choose to do a rescue exploit, you can attempt one.
Okay, I just want to be clear because I have this watched over blessing that gives people +1 AC, and it says once this is known, this blessing is always active and does not require expending blessing. So his AC would still be 14.
Correct.
But
So the 15
yeah.
would still hit
Oh hell yeah! I want to try and save him.
her. So narratively, what are you going to do?
You said the tendrils whipped out across the expanse and
Aiming for her skull. A big knotty fist with bits of limbs hanging off of it.
so I'm kind of picturing like a lot of tiny spears flying through the air. So
Sure.
I'm going to use my club and kind of just the whole vertical shaft of it, try and just run and push them and just change the trajectory of all these spears and have them like crash into a tree instead.
Okay. So just curiously, why club and not your shield? Oh, you don't have a
Because-
shield. That's right. You
Because
lost your
it's
shield in the first
lost
session.
At sea.
Yeah, man. You should have looked around. There's probably one on the beach. What's the worst thing that could have happened?
All there is a guy's helmet.
Poison.
Yippie's helmet.
Soporific flowers might have attacked you. All right, so
Yeah.
what we need to do is make a
That's
dex
okay.
check. So just a straight up dex check. Great success. Good work. So you have interposed yourself between the creature and Janess. Now you need to make so talking trajectory, it really kind of seems like you're using dexterity and not your strength. Does that seem accurate to you?
It seemed like I had to move as fast as possible.
All right, so make a luck dex check.
Oh gosh.
Great success. So it succeeds. Brenna jumps up, baseball bats the limb that's flying towards Janess out of the way. All right, now the other one attacks Victmund.
And he's got +1 AC because of my watched over.
So one is a
Which means I
13
have
and the other is a 23.
That both hit.
You have a 13. The 13 hits you too.
Actually, I have a 12.
Oh, with that is a 13. I see. All right, this doesn't sound good. So do both Janess and Brenna want to try and save Victmund from both of these attacks? Because that is plausible.
What's at stake if we fail?
He's going to take 2 attacks at 3d6.
But if I try if I try to do it, I just don't.
If you have a
prevent
great total failure, then it'll probably affect you. But if you don't, then it won't. You just won't save him. Don't forget to lower your. Don't forget to lower it by 1. Your luck.
Okay. Yeah. But what am I gonna do this time?
Well, Janess, do you want to go first? Do you want to try and save one of these hits?
Yeah. Can I try to dexterously leap over and spear the tendrils into the ground with my spear?
Absolutely. So you just need to
I
make a
will
dex
attempt-
check.
Yes. Here we go.
Success. Deftly sounds like another luck check with Dex.
Okay.
Failure.
Uh-oh.
So, you didn't use your reroll pool, so you can use your reroll pool for this if you'd like.
Okay. I will definitely do that.
Great success. All right, so one of the attacks has been alleviated. Lower your luck score by 1. And now does Brinna want to attempt something?
Both hits are hitting him.
Yes.
And so he did a dex check and then a dex save. What was the second one for?
So you have to make a dex check in order to get there, and that means the narratively you're there. And then the luck
Okay.
dex is actually protecting them from the attack or from the hit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna entangle my mace in the coiling vine as it whips towards him and try and pull it back.
All right, nice. So you have to make a dex check to get over there.
Wow.
Done. And I think you're
And
trying to
no-
do a luck strength test. All right, done.
Wow.
Gnarly.
All right, so your luck goes down a point. So now Janess has already gone, but Vickman and Brinna have, they can go. Why don't you go, Vickman, who was nearly the victim of decapitation by blood rot tree or bloodroot treant.
Okay, I guess I'll just attack this thing with my bare hands.
So you have to move into range to attack it. So don't forget there is this whole party retreat thing that you can do. But you can't do it until the beginning of the turn. You have to say that you're going to before you roll initiative. So you couldn't this round anyway, but maybe start thinking in your brain what you may want to try to do narratively that would allow you to escape from these creatures. Go ahead and roll.
Let's see. So I get 2 attacks.
So this is like
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ooh, jeez. Cumbersome sheet.
Looks like you're doing a lot of punching, but not a lot of stuff going on.
yeah,
Yep.
AC 6 is pretty bad. So basically you strike it, but it doesn't seem to be that your fists are powerful enough to get past the barky carapace of these 20-foot tall trees. What about Brinna?
So these things are 20 feet tall. I want to send this thing friggin' falling to the ground. So I'm gonna try and like aim at whatever its knee is and just break its whole leg.
One of the roots there or something? So this sounds
Whatever
like
whatever it's standing on. Yeah.
a permanent effect that is trying to slow it. All right,
Yep.
This sounds like a major exploit. Narratively, that sounds great. So you need to make an attack and hit.
Hold. Mace. Where's the mace? +1 damage if you use two-handed on a natural 19 to hit, you knock your target prone. Okay, anyways. All right. So strength to hit.
Yeah, just roll the mace and it'll automatically do it for you.
AC 14.
So
Oh,
you
no.
gang kind of deflect off of the heavy wooden bark of the creature's carapace.
Run!
All right, now it's time for initiative. So you guys want to do a party retreat, I'm assuming?
Yeah, these things are impossible to engage.
Yeah, they're not impossible, but they are absolutely very difficult, and you should definitely run. What narratively, how do you think you're going to achieve that?
So, did
I'm
we
gonna
have
shit
any-
my pants and scream and go in an opposite direction from the trees.
Just run away as fast as you can.
So I managed to steer some of these tendrils and stick them in a tree. So I'm gonna say, you put yourself between the trees and the walking trees, and kind of use the trees as cover and try to keep at least a couple of trees between us, so you have something so they can't grab us.
All right, Brian, did you have something to add?
We don't happen to have any lit fires going right at this point, do we?
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I think it's going to take a little bit too long. I thought maybe we could, set one on fire or something.
Does anyone have a fire pot, or like in their inventory?
Oh no, I do have a fire pot. I do have a fire pot. Or is that like Greek fire?
It is. It's like it's a kind of a rarer item that's difficult to find. But specifically, it is a poisoner's ring. No, fire pot. A favorite among alchemists everywhere, the fire pot is a thrown missile weapon with a range of 40 feet, which explodes in a 5-foot radius, causing 1d6 fire damage and creating a thick cloud of smoke, which disperses after one round. Unattended combustibles in the area tend to catch fire. So that sounds about perfect. So what we'll do is, like, if you're going to try and use your fire pot to help, give yourself an escape, what I will do is take the fire pot off of your sheet, and then you guys can each make a luck check with advantage.
Okay.
And I think if you're going to try and also use dexterity to dodge amongst the trees and stuff, then I'll let you modify it by dex. Janess, you almost seem like you're using your intelligence and trying to obfuscate the treant, so you can use your luck intelligence check if you want.
I will. Okay, fire pot shall be expended. And we will hightail it away. Probably to the west, huh?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Okay. So luck int with advantage.
Yep. And Craig and John luck dex, if that's what you're doing as well, Vickman.
Yes.
Gone.
My luck.
Goes down one.
Yes,
Goes down
I'm on it.
one. Oh, you're going to use your reroll pool, Craig?
Do I get to roll again because of
Did you-
advantage, or
Oh, you didn't put. All you had to do was click on advantage, and it would automatically done it. But that's fine.
I
Go ahead and
didn't
roll
do that.
again. All right, you made it.
well,
Early. Ooh.
All right, so you guys, your luck goes down one. I think your
Yep.
reroll pools are all expended, but you have successfully fled from the Bloodroot Treants. Good work.
Place sucks. Run.
yeah.
I should use part of my great success to run up and stab that one in the head that was sleeping.
Take that
I didn't.
tree.
I thought about it as I was running away. I should have stabbed that guy.
It's like a mental cutaway. I stabbed him in the eye secretly.
All right, so you guys are continuing to follow the path, and you come upon an area of wisping hot springs. You can see a few things as you come up here. It looks like steam. So when you look past the springs or even these pools, it kind of has that wavy look of heat as you're looking around. It's only maybe another hour or so from where you were, but there are also some other interesting things visible. You can see these heavy monoliths in like different places around the springs, and all the way across over here in the side of this hill, which is a sheer face, it looks like there's a stone archway
Leading down. I don't know if we can see that from here, but it's something up there too.
80
We probably
feet away.
can't see that. No, but you said that this is a sheer face.
Yeah,
and
so is
like
this.
seeing up, we probably can't see that.
Yeah, you might have seen it when you walked over a hill before. You can see it looks like a small ring of stones up there.
Okay.
We desperately need some rest.
Oh,
I do anyway.
after you guys got away, you guys could have taken a short rest. Sorry. This will be a precursor. All right, so in the short rest, we're going to kind of not use the low fantasy gaming rules exactly because the short rests are kind of confusing. So everyone, you have 3 short rests you can do. By rule, it's every per 24 hours, but I don't do it by that. I do 3 short rests between long rests, and a long rest is 5 or 6 days, and a short rest is just quickly, and it can only be done after significant combat, which that certainly was a significant combat. So you have options what you want to do. You get 2 checks plus 1 for whatever your con modifier is that you can use in any of the checks, and you can only do certain things with your short rest, and you choose what it is. You can regain half your hit points. As a magic user, you can regain, I think, 1 spell slot per level. Like if you do first level spells, you can't do another one later to get another first level spell. You could do second and then first or whatever, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you can also get a reroll pool point back. But I don't usually give Woo Luck back at this point. That's only something that you can get from short rest. Here we go. Recover half of any lost hit points plus con. Recover 1 use of an expended class ability. Recover 1 reroll pool. Magic user may only be selected once per short rest. Option 1 is you can only get 1 hit points. Magic users may not recover an expended spell use from the same spell level more than once within 24 hours.
So I can get 1 spell slot back and my reroll back is really what.
Yeah. Yep. So basically what you would do is you're going to make a willpower test. If you succeed, the number of times you succeed is how many things you can get back.
So is that a house rule for short rests?
Yeah. It's actually the low life 2099 rule.
What is that? Is that a blog?
No, it's the other book. It's the other game system that Pickpocket Press put out. It's like a Shadowrun game.
Oh, okay.
That uses the same chassis. But they
Okay.
changed the short rests in that situation.
So I think the only thing I'm short on, other than a shield, is my reroll pull-up pool. So what do I do?
Well,
to
you
get that
also
back?
used one of your class abilities, right? You used one of your blessings.
I mean, yeah. If I have, I'm not quite sure what it takes to trigger the watched over blessing.
Well, it sounded like you did it when you triggered it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could have had that triggered long ago, as well. And
Yeah,
that's fine.
the thing with that one is it sounds like it just keeps going. It says
Yep.
once known, this blessing is always active.
Yep. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an aura buff or something.
All right, so
So
just make will checks. You guys can each do two will checks, or you can add your con modifier in will checks as well, if you want to. All right, so that's one failure. There, Victman gives one success. No one's actually lost hit points yet, right?
No.
So you have two successes. What do you can do what you want with those, Craig? You can get your reroll pool, and I don't know if you use a class ability yet or no.
Well,
What's that?
I have not.
All right, so you get your reroll pool back.
Okay.
There you go, Janess. You get one success, unless you have a con bonus and you want to keep rolling.
You do not have a con bonus.
So you get to choose if you get a spell or your reroll pool back, or if you.
I'm taking the spell back.
Nice. You got another roll, I think, John.
of will.
Because you only rolled one willpower, right? You get 2 willpower checks per short rest.
Okay.
Plus con if you. All right, so you got one success. So you can get your reroll pool point back.
Got it.
Are you guys fading? Craig seems like he's fading.
Mm-mm.
No, he's like, I can't believe you made us fight 8 hit dice treants.
Yeah.
You guys are
It's a little
fine.
rough.
You guys are fine. Nothing happened. All right, what do you want to do now?
Are there still like, is there a trail of any kind, or we've just kind of stumbled on this area?
Yeah, you've been following the
these
trail. It's kind of that. You can see that trail. It kind of breaks off here, splits here.
Okay,
It looks like
so
there's.
it does go to the.
It kind of looks like it goes all over. You've been following a trail to this point that leads here, but once you've gotten here, it looks like there's a lot of branches. But most of the drag marks that you've seen lead towards this ancient stone arch in the side of this hill.
Okay. Guess we should check out the arch, unless you want to look at the
Inclination as well.
monolith. Do the monoliths look more natural or carved at all?
Spring pools too, because we're gonna walk by them and there's gonna be like water elementals or something.
Yeah, God only knows.
Oh, and the monoliths too. So we're gonna pass right by one of these. Let's check out that monolith right there.
Yeah, okay.
It sounded like you asked. Why don't you go ahead and make a detection roll for this scene, and then we'll go from there.
Detection roll.
All 3 of you, I'm assuming you're interested in what's around you and the like.
Oh.
Yes, if they don't have it.
So that would just be a perception.
I'm not super perceptive.
So we got a great success and a success. All right. In the pool nearby, it looks like there's definitely some sort of fairly large fish or something swimming around. As far as the monoliths go, they do appear to be man-made. And further up above, hidden amongst the trees and bushes, you can see some humanoid forms.
Oh no. Maybe they like caviar.
Right?
What do you want to do?
I'm for lunch. Well, inform.
That was the great
I don't
success.
point to them. Okay, yeah, I don't point to them, but I turn my back and say, "There are eyes upon us, to the north and to the east."
So they look like some sort of humanoids that are about. It's hard to see, but they seem lizard-like in shape, but
Probably don't like it here.
kind of a heavy, thick, almost clayish body.
Interesting. Yes, they are. They seem to be lizard-type folks.
Maybe we should go. I kind of gesture. Maybe we should go this way and approach this way, keeping this alcove or
Seems
Yeah, I
wide.
like that.
what do we call this?
See if they'll follow us,
Apartment.
maybe. And then we can
Seems
kind of
wide.
hide. Yeah, we can kind of hide right here and see if they come after us.
Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna try and hide here.
Yeah, because I don't want to hide. Yeah, I don't want to give them high ground. So, yep, this works. I like that. Can we? I guess you can't stealth in daytime. Salaman.
It seems like that's like a Pokemon.
Salaman. Where are the dares? I guess the dares are like their pets.
Salaman, I choose you.
I like him. He looks pretty cool. I like his little gemstone.
So where are you guys headed?
Whatever that is. This little cusp of trees here. Can we? You can't stealth in the open daytime, right? I guess not.
Not too easy. You're pretty sure they probably spotted you since they're hidden in there and they're obviously looking and such.
Okay, so we can't trick them.
I bet these guys are nice.
Actually, you probably can trick them. You saw them far enough away and you pointed it out and you guys headed over here. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Okay. Trick in the sense that they just lose sight of us. Like, they're not sure exactly where we went.
Yeah, and maybe they haven't even spotted you yet. You're far enough away and there's stuff.
True.
And maybe they were, doing something in the trees with their salamanders.
Something?
Yeah. Eucalyptus snackery.
Maybe one of the people who said they were going to bring snacks actually brought snacks.
There you go.
And they were nibbling on them.
Fair enough. All right, so we do want to try to sneak our way up to the north? Or do we want to just wait here for a little bit?
I think we should keep sneaking up.
Okay.
All right, so now why don't we use some stealth? That sounds like fun.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Can I stealthily go this way?
Sure. I would just let you guys do it. They didn't notice you and you moved over there, but I think if you're trying to sneak up towards them now, you should probably, let's see how successful we're doing the stealthing.
Yeah.
I would like to stealth up into this tree area.
I'll follow you.
And then I'll get some kind of, I think I'm up higher, right? Is that how I read this map? If I get up higher and I can kind of look across.
Yeah, this is a little higher than the thing, but this is probably the higher point here. Because you can see that you're walking. Oh, you probably couldn't see that. I'm on the wrong layer. So this is the high point on the map here. On top of here would be kind of a high point. Up here would be high. Like this area is higher over here. So this area right here is actually kind of lower, but it's at the same height as the water here. But then it kind of raises up where you can see kind of, if that makes sense.
Nope. Anyway, I'm headed for this tree. I'm gonna head for this tree cover. See what I can see from there.
Whoever's stealthing, go ahead and stealth.
Okay.
I'm stealth.
I shall stealth. I'm stealthing.
And you guys, they don't know where you are, so I'll give you advantage on your stealth check.
Well, I got it anyway.
Oh, already rolled.
Yeah, you succeeded, but this will probably help.
Is it Dex?
Yeah, if you don't have stealth, it's Dex. And you have a -2
Oh.
because of your
Yeah.
armor.
How do you input the penalty?
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Well, I
Ooh.
think there's a modifier on the skill, right? Or maybe not if you're using
Yeah. Fire in for the
great
situation.
success. All right, so yeah, you guys sneak up there.
Nice, dude. We're just stealthy. I'm Batman.
Looks like there's another one of these Salaman lurking there.
Oh! Maybe we were
Lurking.
on top of this.
You also spot a fish that seems to have some sort of wings
No.
Jeez.
in the water.
This place is
No.
dangerous.
Nope. Another Pokemon.
Jeez. He looks
Starting to
nasty.
think that when we landed on that beach, we should have just swum out into the lake. And taken our
Just
chance.
cast our
Sure.
bodies into the ocean.
Right.
into the lake. Sorry.
So do you
Place
guys
is feet.
you guys want to try and sneak into the door? You've already got successes, so if you guys want to sneak into this door, I will let you.
Oh
All the way into the
You guys succeeded in your stealth checks. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll
just-
again. It's too hard to succeed in these
Like-
games.
Like this.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's go in the door.
Salaman, you can't see me.
Oh.
Nessa's like, I'm going swimming. Oh. Uh-oh.
Someone
Alaman.
already has light, but they shouldn't. There we go.
That's not. Hope that's not me.
Never going on vacation with you guys again.
All right, so from the sun. Oh, I should have made. That's what I should do.
No more lake cruises for me.
This is interesting here. Low light. So there's some light that's filtering in through the door above you. Can you see that? And there's also some light through the tunnel, and you can kind of see one of these Salaman here, and then you can look. I don't know how far you guys can actually see. Maybe the whole way.
Back, yeah.
And I could see something way in the back, yeah.
Yeah, so like
Like
there's
a-
something that's giving off some kind of reddish glow, and then there's also mosses in this partially submerged cavern in front of you that is giving off a greenish glow, and you can see a Salaman in front of you,
Oh.
and he kind of just
Does he
moves
see
off
us?
into the water, and you can see that the water is about maybe 2 or 3 feet tall, deep here on his legs.
Jeez, okay.
How tall are these guys?
About man size, 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. All right. But we don't need to like light a torch. There's enough luminescence that we can see where we're going.
It's kind of dark here, but maybe let me do one thing quick. There's that better.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a stairs that you guys have
um,
come down, and then you can see
Yeah.
right off to your right, there's some big boulders that seem to be littered about the cavern. Off to your left seems to be a massive pile of human bones.
Oh, jeez.
They've been snacking on the sailors.
You can hear
How about-
some kind of chortling chant that's coming through, and occasionally, like a nearby Salaman shouts out in his Salaman tongue, "Alawa, alawa!" And then you can hear the chant continues. Up farther, there's like above the water, the swampish, brackish water, are some like almost like low cliffs, like about 5 feet high. There's a platform, and then there's another one. Beyond that, it looks like there's a raised basalt altar.
Mm-hmm.
And upon the altar is a man.
Uh-oh.
As you watch, a guy moves through your line of sight. I shouldn't say a guy. It's a different sort of man. A different sort of Salaman, long and lean, with a ruddy, reddish, burnt umber hue. And he seems to be carrying some sort of oar in one hand and seems to be chanting, and that's what the other dudes are shouting out to him.
Oh dear.
So let's see. Whole church full of Salaman. And we're interrupting their very fine ritual.
Yeah, they probably do communion on this day too.
Yep.
One of the Salamans moves off.
Curious if there's any sort of pieces of lore about their gods or their worship or their rituals, any weird
yeah.
stories I've heard.
So I think if you guys get a great success on general lore, you've heard of these dudes. But they're very unusual and very secluded. Because most of the people who come onto this beach don't survive. Because of the
Right.
soporific vines or the bloodroot treants or the flying devilfish or...
The flying
Salaman kid bombs. Okay.
Would you say that this pertains to my sacred lore, where I gain advantage on
No.
something?
No, this is general info. This isn't divine lore.
And that's what is lore? Intellect?
General
Yeah,
lore,
yeah.
yes. Janess made it. But you need I said you need a great success. Brinna actually
You did
made
get
it.
it great.
So
That's
Brinna
nice.
has actually heard of some sort of weird man-eating cannibalistic salaman that hang off on some shore, secluded shores of Lake Argosa.
Lake.
In fact, she once read a treatise with an Argosan. What do you call the people who like head down into the Amazon or they go to try and help people?
Explorer.
No. Like
missionary.
missionary.
Tax collector?
A missionary came and lived with the Salaman, and you happen to read this treatise, and they worship
Wow.
a man who was once a reaver, and he thinks that they even worshipped an altar that bore a stone or petrified wood masthead of a dragon ship, of the Vernari dragon ship.
Interesting.
Sounds familiar.
You see the guy move past again, and his club looks strangely like an oar. The scepter of the power.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So they're wow.
So wait,
Summoning a ghost ship to wreck people.
they worship a petrified ship?
Or
Okay.
the Reaver.
The reaver.
The Reaver the Reaver.
Roger Beaver, or whatever his name was.
Mhm.
Huh.
Boy, too bad I don't have that illusion spell or whatever that you can take on the appearance of somebody else.
That was the one you didn't want. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't want this sand and dust spell.
That's just a general. There's another one that where you change your own appearance. Make myself look like whatever this guy would look like.
Yeah. Oh, that would freak him out.
All right, so that was a great
now
roll. What do you want to do?
Well, we could get in there and make him take a nap.
Oh, true.
I
My
think
only
we
thought
should.
was to perhaps. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
I was gonna say I was gonna try to we could try to distract or like make a noise to see if that one Salaman up here would come over here. We could knock him out.
I was gonna use the bones to make noise.
Yep, I'm on board with that. And we can ambush him.
So as Brinna is informing you guys of this very strange culture of the Salaman and their Vernari worshipping, the guy moves up to the mini calls of Hajawala, and then he starts braining the dude with the ore that's on the altar. Just
Brutal.
Was it Yippee?
Oh no!
no,
Yuppie!
not you.
No,
Yippee!
No.
Yup. Not you!
We found your helmet.
Every
Yippee.
time. Could have used it now, but oh well.
These guys are like starting to gather. Blood is just
Some juicy
splurting off of this stone, and they're like bathing themselves in the blood here.
Oh man, so now's a good time to get up there and make him take a nap.
Yeah. Sorry, pardon me. Don't mean to intrude, but
I can hit him with the sleep spell from here.
okay. You don't want to try and distract one out down here first, or you just want to try and nuke the whole?
But I also can summon fog, so we could make we could do some obscuration that way.
Okay.
Or I could hit
I like
it
that.
so from.
All right, so
Okay.
what's the plan?
I guess we're gonna do some magic.
All right, as they all gather around in their blood frenzy, I'll try to put as many of them to sleep as I can. I sing the lullaby in the ancient tongue.
All right.
Good night, Salaman.
All right, so toss out your spell. Make your DDM check.
Oh yeah, dark dangerous magic.
All right, your
Ooh.
DDM goes up one.
Yeah, let me find that again.
This is gonna get real interesting soon.
Roll 44.
Here comes the hit dice. 7 hit dice.
7. Nice.
And the lowest ones go down first.
Right.
So, this is like a straight out of 1989 Blade intro scene when the industrial music is pounding in the background, but it's these guys shouting out and the sprinklers shoot on and it's blood instead of water. As the
Right.
guy is just smashing this dude, is bodily just smashing him with this petrified ore, and blood is splurting onto the Salamans beneath, and they're just like, ah, yeah, Salabada, Salabada, and they're all shouting. And then they fall into an insidious slumber.
Well, you mean the ones we can see?
Well, it's whoever's over there.
Okay. I can stealth maybe halfway up. Just to
All right.
kinda get
What are you going to do
definite-
right now? They just fell into a slumber. What are you going to do?
I get a
3 or 4. I'm over there, but so what's it sound like? I mean,
So
definitely
Janess has acted. She did her lullaby, go to sleep, and now you can see the shouts quiet. The guy is still in a frenzy, just smashing this body on the altar with his petrified ore club. What is Brenna? What is Brenna gonna do?
still smacking.
Brenna's gonna wade into the water and begin to rush the guy with the oar.
So you can make a double move, so 60 feet. What is Vickman gonna do?
I'll follow Brenna.
All right, so you can make a double move as well. All right, so this guy is still like attempting to burst this meat bag. That's all that's left of this guy who was on the altar, and smashing him up and down his body, trying to break every bone. It almost seems ritualistic. And behind him, coming from out of the wall, you can see. Do you see that picture that's kind of there? Maybe I don't have it visible.
I can see it.
Is a stone masthead of a Varnari dragon ship.
Nice.
All right, next round. We'll start with you, Janess. What are you going to do?
We're just going to go. Oh, because that guy's not even paying attention to us. He's just...
Yeah,
We've
he
already
hasn't even
gone.
noticed.
Right. He's in his frenzy.
So you can get up there if you want to go 60 feet, Janess.
Yeah, I'll
That's your double move, though. That would be your complete action. You get one move and an action. All
I'm
right.
getting my spear as I come here.
All right, Vickman.
I will, I guess, approach 4-man. And I don't know if I can attack him or not.
Yeah, you get one move and one action. So if you're within 30 feet of him, you can rush up there and attack him.
Punch him in the kidneys, Vickman.
I'm gonna try.
Nice.
Punching him in the head and then kick him in the groin.
All right, yeah. So you start landing a flurry of blows on him. The groin seems to bounce off of the bloodied altar as you slip a little bit, as the whole area has been showered with apparently Yippie's blood and flesh.
The gore level of this scene just keeps getting higher.
Brenna. So you have to kind of go. You see that there is an area that's lower at water level here off to the left, and then it's not water level to the right. You see that? Does that make sense on the map?
This is not water level.
That is water level. This is not. Those
And how far can I go?
You can go 30 feet, but you could have to go up and then up, right? Or try and jump up that way if you want to. It is a bloody, slippery cliff face, though. About 8 feet high. Where you don't see fresh blood, you certainly see brown, stained stone.
I'm going to go here and stand next to Vickman, and I'm just going to smash the nearest Solomon.
All right. Yeah, so you don't have to roll or anything like that. You will.
She's
Smash the skull of a blood-drenched Solomon. All right, so now it's initiative. So everyone roll initiative.
Ha ha ha.
All right, so we got great successes. Victman, why don't you go? Brenna just went.
Okay. Another fisticuff.
Wow.
Boy, beating him.
All right, so he seems, he definitely seems staggered by these attacks. Brenna?
Staggered. That's good.
So what do I gotta do to get in range of this guy?
Just move up there to the north of Vickman if you want.
All right, so I come up and take a whack,
Yep, go ahead.
grab my mace with 2 hands, swing it over my head, trying to batter this guy.
All right, so it's not enough.
Does it hit him?
No. 12 does not hit. What is Janess going to do?
Let's see what I can get to here. There's 5 to there, and then
So I don't know if you guys see down this hall or this
I
tunnel.
can't see down the hall.
You see anything?
Yes.
So it looks like there's a sort of wooden palisade across, not that one, the eastern one.
Oh, over there.
A wooden palisade across, and men behind it. They start to
Oh,
shout,
prisoner.
"Kill them! They killed Yippee!"
POWs.
Working on it.
These guys seem to be like floating in the softly glowing green water. You can see shapes kind of moving around them, like occasionally like almost large tadpoles sucking at their flesh and in, you know, like a loving manner, not as in a dangerous manner.
Ew.
Not that kind of loving, not Mick loving. Jesus.
Oh, that they're down over here.
That's the trapped prisoners, but I was talking about that last bit was down here in the tadpole pools where the other salamen are.
Okay.
So wait, the prisoners are in the south or in the east?
They're in the east.
Okay,
Prisoner is over here.
gotcha.
So I wonder if I should try to go break them out.
It's up to you. It's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna. You guys, I think, got this in hand up there. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go deal with this. Wait a minute. Oh, one more. All right. I can't quite see here.
You're in the darkness. All right,
Yep.
you have moved into an area of a sharp drop off of deeper water. So
Uh-oh.
make make a dex check.
Don't laugh.
Oh, I'm moving.
I know.
Running as fast.
I know. Isn't that wonderful? Great success. All right, so you can continue forward at half your movement speed, but you're mostly kind of doggy paddle waiting to get through. You didn't fall and submerge yourself or knock your head on anything as you kind of waded into this sharp drop off as the water got deeper. All right, so now this guy, battered and bruised by your attacks, dodging Brenna, raises the oar with 2 hands and shouts out in broken Venari, "Burn them, Broga!" And the masthead seems to grind, a stony grind, and flames erupt out of its mouth. So you guys
Uh-oh.
make dex, luck dex check to save. We need something a little more
Hey.
energetic here.
I assume the flames are not reaching as far as me.
No. It's just right up here.
Yeah.
Hit the deck. Uh-oh. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
You got a reroll pool left?
Yep.
All right, good.
There we go. Oh my god.
No.
All right, so Victmund, the creature, the Solomon sorcerer, the Sala shaman, he ducks under the flames as they erupt from the petrified masthead of the dragon ship. But you have two options. You can strike out at him as he ducks away from you, or you could try a rescue save on Brenna so she doesn't get torched by the mystic flames of Broger the Reaver.
Obviously, the latter.
All right, I like it. Moral choices. All right, so make it. What are you going to do to save her from the flames?
Gonna summon, like, oh man, this doesn't sound corny. Like my fighting spirit and kind of like thrust my arms this way to kind of push the flames away from her.
I thought you
Almost
were
like
a
a
brawler, not an
spiritual-
avatar.
Well, I'm a little bit of both, man.
Summon your chi powers to try and deflect
My
it.
chi powers. That's right.
Interesting.
He's getting away.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah, so make your dex check.
Okay. This is a pure dex check.
Yep,
Okay.
success. So this sounds like a willpower to chi these flames away like Avatar. So
Mhm.
will luck test.
Okay.
I really feel like we're changing a failure. You got a reroll or no?
Yeah, I have one reroll. Here we go.
All right, your luck goes down 1. Have you been lowering your luck each time?
I'm
That you
at
succeed?
7. Yes.
Oh, okay. You have a +3 to your
Yes.
will? Oh, no, the check was a 6. So, oh, no.
Dude.
See, your target keeps saying 10. That's why I'm confused.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, my score was 8.
Oh, okay. Oh, you rolled a 6. But why is the target 10? Oh, I know. That's perfect. All right, so you have a good willpower. I think what
Okay.
you should do is kind of rethink maybe that he is some sort of elemental martial artist or something. And it's some kind of Argosan thing that, you found some dudes and they worship that sort of thing, and that's what they go for instead of a brawler. That makes total sense with me.
Okay.
I don't mind
Sure,
it. I don't
sure.
care. I'm cool with it. Just write some notes. All right.
Okay.
Just figure right now.
Huh?
You bastards. This guy is definitely dead. All right. So, what? That was his round. So I think it's initiative.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Terrible failure. Victman, what are you gonna do, buddy?
I'm gonna attack this guy.
Leap over the bloody altar, flying drop kick.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you have some special abilities you can do or something?
They're both defensive.
Oh,
so
okay.
the one
You
I
took
did,
defensive
both the
ones?
ones I chose, yeah, both defensive because my armor class is so incredibly bad. Let's see. By the way, is Janess or not Janess? Is that prayer still in effect? Is that with
Yes. +1 to AC. Yeah.
is? That's good to know.
It's always in
Alright,
effect
hold
if
on.
you're within 15 feet, John.
I think it's as long as I'm standing.
Ooh.
Let's see. Let me check.
I think it's within 15 feet. So it looks like you rolled a natural 20. What's your maximum damage?
Yeah. 6.
6. So that's what you do when you roll critical in low fantasy gaming. You just do max damage. When you roll a fumble,
Okay.
a 1, your enemy counterattacks. If they roll a 1, you counterattack. That's just what it is. That's the
Okay.
fumble and the critical rule. So it
Okay.
looks like the flying drop kick. What happens to this dude?
He falls back, and any kind of like horn-like appendage of the petrified masthead is now protruding from his chest as he gets impaled on the masthead.
All right, yeah. So you kick him. He
Drop
gets
him.
impaled on like the horn of the dragon, or maybe like one of his ears, or maybe it has like those like black dragon tusks coming out the bottom and the front, and it does
Right.
do that. But as he's hanging there, blood gushing out of it, out of his torso, his head lolling dead, the stone ore dropping funkily to the ground. It wrenches the masthead enough that you can see there's a crevice that shows an ancient concealed door or chamber behind it. Janess, you've saved the other guys. You recognize these guys are horrified. They look like they've been drinking nasty water, but you definitely saved the other dudes and the people there. I'm assuming you kill the other Salaman, and they want to gather up weapons when they hear the other ones are down there to the south. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to explore the opened door, or do you want to help kill the other Salaman to the south? Or both?
We can do both, right?
I'm thinking we might be
How
able
about
to
we
take out
gather-
this crevice.
Maybe.
All right, so it's
And maybe
10:30,
Mhm.
which is usually my end time because my wife is noisy, and I gotta get up early. So, what do you guys think? We want to stop it as a cliffhanger here?
Yeah, that's good
That's
with me. Yep.
And I'm gonna.
I think
bounce
I'm
this-
about.
Oh, no.
You're about what? Oh, did
I
you
said
say-
I'm about done.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was thinking as well. So I usually end my
Oh.
games with a quick highs and lows. So Brian, you want to go first? You got any highs or lows for the game you want to mention?
I like the rescue stuff, and we didn't get to do it much because I was low on spells, and also Brenna lost the shield. But it's got kind of a twist on the sundered shields too, where you can nullify an attack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Any lows?
Blows.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You don't have to. It's fine. But I always give the opportunity, and you can critique me. I don't have a problem with critique. I really actually think you can learn a lot from people when they have lows in games, and if you don't talk about it, then there's never a chance to make it better. So, and if you don't, that's fine. We can come back to you too. Go ahead.
About low point. I thought it was great.
Ah, good. John?
I kind of liked how we were doing the whole like Skull Island, like run from this and run from that. Oh shit! Oh shit! Run! 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 I definitely appreciated that. The first encounter was kind of a whiff for me, but it did set up the beginning of the pattern of let's just get out of here.
The first encounter with the vines and the vine thing? Or the
The-
treants?
The vine zombie that we looked at just said no thanks.
You said it was a whiff for you? You didn't like that whole scene?
Yeah, it just kind of like it stood up and then it was really end of scene. But that was fine.
A low,
second one,
I can take that.
we stood around long enough for the second scene with the treants to let them beat us up, or try to.
Anything really cool that happened in the session that surprised you or that you liked, or
I liked how we used all of the, like, whatever the mechanic is, saving throws to get the monk out of trouble with the tree ants and stuff. That's
rescue rescue exploits? You like those?
yeah.
Cool. All right. What about you, Brasco?
Yeah, Jonathan kind of stole my thunder there. I guess I forget LFG's kind of, to me, is more of like that heroic style of play, and like switching your mind into that is hard. And I kind of like I got the sense of like we were playing Annihilation, that film. It had, it could go that way, um, kind of more of a Cthulhu esque type thing where it's just so alien and deadly. Um, like maybe push that a little harder. Um, and then with the idea that, you're just trying to kickstart people into that mode of thinking. And I like that. I think that's really cool.
I'm not even
So,
sure I understood what you were saying. You felt like it was less sword and
uh,
sorcery and more Cthulhu?
well, I think it would have been cooler if it was like that, because you were kind of setting the stage of that. Like there's these really otherworldly things happening. They're extremely deadly. Um, that's what I think kind of associate with, that kind of storytelling. Um, and it's that heroic nature of the system that kind of allows you to escape that kind of thing.
Hmm,
Uh,
it's interesting.
I like that,
Oh
but
yeah,
maybe I just wasn't quite in that mindset.
that movie has all the plants and people turning into plants, and then
Oh, I've never seen the movie. So,
yeah,
You'd
yeah.
love it, dude. I mean, it's very Cthulhu esque in the sense that, yeah, it's like this one of my, uh Lovecraftian horror, skirting with that, which I think is, I love that. Like I think that's really neat. Um so that's the thing about LFG I always forget, because you can't really have that straight up, BX mindset going into it. You have to like really push things as a player. So I like it.
so what I want to do is just in the idea of that, let's show you uh, something that's hidden in the foliage here near Brinna that maybe you would find. You guys see that? Let's enlarge it for you.
Enhance.
Okay. Whoa. Speak of the devil. Yeah.
So maybe you just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. I dig it.
But I really had a fun time. I love low fantasy gaming because I really feels like it allows you to do really cool stuff without, like I say, having to make up a rule on the spot because it already exists. And it really does a wonderful job of bridging that gap between trad game and narrative game, where you can add a lot of cool narrative stuff, but it's still grounded where someone who's super good at making up narrative stuff to fit into the game doesn't just dominate all the other players because of the rules that are already, the mechanics or the mechanisms that exist to keep it all grounded. So that's like one of my favorite reasons. One of the reasons that I love low fantasy gaming. I also think it's cool to have the meta reroll points. It's cool to be able to do all those exploits, and you can literally put the characters up against almost anything, and they still have an opportunity for success with possible some minimal losses. But those are always acceptable, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I really like DCC, and I'm interested to read more and see where the crossover here goes. Like what, because it seems like there's a corruption mechanic and the luck, and then the mighty deeds and all that stuff. Yeah, I want to chew on it some.
Uh,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys playing my linear railroad and listen to my monologue in the beginning as I tried to set the scene. And I feel like we touched on a lot of the pieces that I want to, that are kind of telling a story. I got super excited about this when I started, because I made it all up this morning when we decided we were going to play. Made all the maps, all the stuff, and then I went to work, and then we were back for this. So other than that,
Nicely done.
I will say that I got one cool book today. I usually like to try and show something off by Todd Lebec. And it's like Owl something gaming. It's this, the BX Advanced Bestiary Volume 1 Monsters A through D. Someone told me that I should add a water weird to my Dungeon 23, because I'm running a contest for Dungeon 23 to see what I should put. And I was like, man, they don't even have a water weird anywhere in BX, nor in like the BX index with a bunch of monsters that Regan put together. But I don't. It's obviously not in here because water weird isn't in there. But this is a pretty dang cool book that adds a whole bunch of monsters and stuff for OSE, advanced OSE. Really, I think is the idea. But anyhow, I want to thank everyone for joining us on this little trip here through the gamerhood. I always love to have the gamers involved. Anybody got any last words or anything they want to pimp? Brian?
I do not.
John?
Oh, thanks for putting this together at the last minute. Awesome.
My pleasure. Brasco.com.
Hey, thanks for the game. It was fun.
Awesome. I'm going to hit the beautiful TJ Drennan music, and we'll call it a day, guys.
All right.
It's a beautiful day in the game, oh, a beautiful day for my gamers. Would you be one? Could you be